Looking for a good YA romance? Welcome to Book Your Imagination. My name is Anne. From Twinkle with Love is the second book by Indian-American author Sandhya Menon. When I first read about this author, I read that she had created this entire universe with her stories and her characters. So I thought the characters from this book would be related to the characters from her first book, When Dimple Met Rishi, which I really loved. It was just a really fun story. But they're not related at all. The setting is different, the characters are different, the story is completely different. From Twinkle with Love was first published last year in May of 2018. Here's the synopsis. Twinkle's a junior in high school, and she sees her class divided into two groups. The silk-feathered hats, those are the popular people, and the groundlings, the wallflowers, the geeks, and the nerds like her. She is an aspiring filmmaker and an aspiring silk-feathered hat. Her maybe former best friend made the leap, so why can't she? And by the way, the crush of her life, Neil Roy, is a silk-feathered hat. If he would just notice her, her life would change. It's almost the end of the school year, and Twinkle's best friend Maddie suggests that she make a movie for the Midsummer's Festival. Even though Twinkle's a filmmaker, she's not sure she can do it. But then Neil Roy's twin brother Sahil, who is a groundling and has a massive crush on Twinkle, says he'll produce it, and Twinkle's all in. This is her big chance to make the leap from groundling to silk-feathered hat. This is also Sahil's chance to get Twinkle to notice him. But having dreams and making them come true are two different things. This story is another home run for Sandhya Menon. It's really good. It's told from two points of view. It's told from Twinkle's point of view as she's writing in her diary, but she's writing letters to famous female filmmakers. And it's told from Sahil's point of view as he is texting his buddies about how he feels about Twinkle and getting her to notice him and working with her. So I think the storytelling is really unique and creative. The primary plot is about Twinkle wanting to go from being a groundling to a silk-feathered hat. She takes these terms from Shakespeare's time. The groundlings are the people who stood in front of the stage. They're the common people, and they couldn't afford the seats, so they would stand in front of the stage. And the silk-feathered hats are the rich people who bought the tickets and sat with their silk-feathered hats in the covered area behind them and looked down on the groundlings. So that's where she gets these terms. But there are a number of subplots going on. She is missing her best friend Maddie, who is spending more and more time with some of these popular girls. She has this massive crush on Neil Roy, and she's getting emails from a secret admirer who has the initial N. Could that be Neil? She's also making this film, and she has some problems at home. Her parents basically ignore her, and she feels like the only person who cares about her is her grandmother. Sahil's plot is a little less complicated. He likes Twinkle and he wants her to notice him. His brother Neil is a shining superstar, so even though they're twin brothers and they look identical, they really couldn't be more different in terms of personality. And so Sahil is also struggling to find his own voice. So even though there's a lot going on in terms of the plots and the subplots, it never felt busy or clunky. The story moves forward and it keeps your interest. The fact that the two protagonists are Indian Americans doesn't really matter in the story at all. And that is one of the things that I really loved about the story, is it shows what we have in common more than what our differences are. Wanting to be popular, wanting your best friend to stay your best friend, wanting your crush to notice you, wanting your voice to be heard. These are themes that we can all relate to. Another thing that I really liked about this story were all of the female filmmakers that Twinkle was writing to. Some of them I had heard of, but some of them I had not, so I looked them up. And really interesting women. I have a list of all of them in the description box below, so if you're interested in female filmmakers, you should definitely check these women out. Their stories are pretty interesting. From an entertainment point of view, I really loved this story. It was fun, it was light, it was engaging. You know that Twinkle is headed for disaster. You just don't know when it's going to happen or how it's going to happen. And then when it does happen, you don't know how she's going to redeem herself. But the ending is excellent. This is a perfect summer read. As always, this is #JMO, just my opinion. If you like what you see in here, please consider subscribing to my channel, give it a thumbs up, and leave me a comment below. Thank you for watching.